Ladies and gentlemen, I'm the Bricks Gentleman, and I want to welcome you to the 19th presentation of the MOC number 40 from Brickomime. And today, we're how we started the creation we discussed last time at baseplate number 3A. It's the industrial building. And I think Brickomime reconsiders it today, so there will be some changes. I think he was not happy with how it worked last time, so that's why we see it again today, and he rebuilds it, or he rethinks it and revisits it. Sometimes it's like that. He changes his mind over time. But that's the interesting thing about these bricks. You can change it. Can easily go in other direction. And you see it looks a bit more interesting, or looks different. But I'm not quite sure if this is the final state. So I'm not quite sure why he changed, or why he changed his mind and now he rebuilds it or builds it in a different way. And maybe the other part was not that stable, or it didn't fit in the complete creation, so that could be some reason. But yeah, from time to time he changes things. That's okay. You see some different platforms, and the stairs to the tank change. I think what we're seeing today will be the final version. Or maybe not. The future will tell us. But if you want to be updated in the future, consider to subscribe and, of course, leave a like and all that stuff. Leave a comment, and if you want to try to influence Brickomime on how he should do things, you can comment on his channel and maybe he will listen to you. I'm not quite sure about that, but maybe he will listen. So you can take your chances. And here, those two platforms get connected. And I think this ventilation stuff is a bit fragile. But anyway, somehow he will figure out how to get that kind of stable, or a little bit more stable. But it looks quite interesting, so with all this pipes and all the tanks and all that stuff, it's really interesting. And of course we need some minifigures as well. So this must be some kind of worker, and another worker is... Oh, now you see it in complete build. So here we see how it will be connected to the next base plate. And now we start with, Brickomime starts with base plate number 2A. Was it? No, this is, sorry, it's base plate 1A. And here we see the small bit of road in that creation. And we'll see maybe it's an artifact from, or something from the past, and you see the basic layout. So we will have some dunes and a lot of sand, and I think the road will look like it's destroyed a long time ago. Because nowadays these cars, they don't need roads, they fly in the air, so there's no need to maintain the road. And you see, it started as a basic grey base plate, and now it gets even more interesting. You see the pieces of the road that are still left, and a lot of sand dunes. And you see that the square in front of the, no, beside the pillar, but later on it will be in the front of the pillar, and we will have some interesting creation there as well. We will see in the future updates. And you will see the tunes will get way more interesting over time. So this is just a basic foundation and the basic structure, and with all the details, it will start to look more realistic. There's a lot of blades and a lot of stuff. And see a lot of different tan colors from different brands. And it makes that creation a lot more interesting. So you have a lot of color variations. And with all the small blades and cut blades and all that stuff, it starts to look realistic, and you see some cheese slopes and some small details, and I think over the time he will improve that. And I think the next base plate will be some tan base plate for the next base plates. I think that to the left. So the base plate 0, and there will be some negative base plates as well, I think. That's a little bit of a problem if you start counting at one point and you want to go in the other direction. You have to have negative as well. And you see the leftover pieces of the road. And it's quite damaged. But that's okay. Nobody needs that anymore. But I think, I'm not quite sure if there's still a vehicle with tires in it. In the garage you see in the back. And of course the pillar now gets some decoration. You see the blades that are positioned they will become signs later on. And some plants as well on the pillar to make it a bit more interesting. I'm not quite sure if you see that later on, but for the moment, it's okay to care about all the details. Even if you won't see them in the future, but you know they're there and you can appreciate it now in that moment where they were built, and also some branches too. I think these are mostly for stability, so all the plants won't fall off. And you have to admit, that looks nice. And that's just the basic work, and we will have, I think, the building in the next update, so on my next presentation and if you want to see that earlier, or if you want to see that in a slower way and without comments, you can always have a look at Prikomime's channel. And here on the side you see some dog chasing a cat. That's very interesting as well. That's on a base plate 2A. And a little bit of rocks here and there, and having all that details makes that build very interesting. And a little bit of green or olive, or dark green, and some variations of green. Just to have a little variation. And here we see the sign. That's in some unknown language, or maybe it's more a work of art, or it's a company logo, or I don't know. That's up to your imagination. It's a totally different world. And the other sign is also designed with some tiles and some round tiles, and you know all that stuff, I think, how these are called. And a little bit more details, and that's nearly finished for today, so I hope you enjoyed the presentation, and if you do, consider to subscribe and leave a comment, leave a like, and have a lovely day, and see you soon.